This is called a multi-zone system, meaning that we have 4 zones. We have 2 cassette units and we have 2 wall-mounted units. And all of this stuff is supposed to be inside of our house here. So before the end of the week, you guys will be able to walk around the house and, you know, select things and install equipment and stuff like that. So what Alberto was just mentioning was you can use these systems for heating or cooling. And the way that they do it is actually very, very interesting. Over, let's say here. So we have 4 zones. We'll just look at these bottom 2 right here. So we have this line right there. That's our suction line. This line is our liquid line. And then behind this liquid line, we have a metering device right there. So this suction line, if we come back around here, is going to be connected to a suction header. And then that suction header is going to go over to this thing right here. This thing right here is called a 4-way valve. So a 4-way valve is, it's kind of like a solenoid. It has a solenoid valve. And what it does is it redirects the flow of the refrigerant. So I don't have it set up for us to select it. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use the colors in this system right here, and I'll show you guys what's going on. So so the blue line is our suction line. And this suction line, Kevin, so this suction line is going to this accumulator, and then the accumulator goes into the compressor. So everybody see that? I got my suction line.
Right.
The 4-way valve, or the reversing valve, has a slider. So inside of there, there's a slider. So when it's in cooling mode, the suction is coming from this pipe right here. I'll have it set up where we can select this later, right?
So the heat from the suction transfers over?
Well, what's happening right now is we are sucking vapor. The vapor goes into the accumulator and goes into the compressor, and then it gets discharged. So the discharge is right here.
Okay.
So the discharge is coming off the top of the pipe. And then that discharge, the discharge goes, I'm going to do the whole pipe, it'll take too long, but the discharge goes into the 4-way valve right there, and then it comes out over here, and it goes into the outdoor coil. So we see the big outdoor coil right there?
Gotcha.
Yep. So the suction is coming, the suction here is coming from my indoor coils. So that means I have a low pressure and a low temperature inside my indoor coils. Now, the way this 4-way valve works, if I want to put it into heating mode, if I want to put this into heating mode, then that slider reverses the direction of the refrigerant flow. Now, for the most part, this is still going to stay high pressure right here, right? So that's still high pressure. And this line right here is still low pressure. But when the slider in the 4-way valve changes position, now this becomes low pressure and this becomes high pressure. So now, what am I doing? I am sending high pressure vapor out. So now high pressure vapor goes here. That high pressure vapor goes into my indoor coil. And inside of the indoor coil, being that the refrigerant is hotter than the room air, the refrigerant condenses and it turns into liquid in the outdoor coil. And then that liquid goes back over here to this liquid valve through this metering device right here. And when it comes out of that metering device, now I have low pressure liquid going into my outdoor coil. So it turns the outdoor coil into an evaporator. So the heating or cooling is dependent upon the position of this 4-way valve.